Hello everybody, what we have here is a 1988 Ford F250 5.8 liter engine, and it's having rough idle problems. I checked this thing several times, and each time I get a different reading. But in any case, if you are looking to read your TPS, throttle position sensor, could be one of the culprit, this is how you can do it. This is your throttle position sensor is, oh boy, you can't see it here, but it's on the bottom of the throttle body, and this is here is your throttle body. It's the bottom there. Best way to do it, you check it at the connector here on the green wire. You watch what just put the nice little pin there to make sure we get that. So the readings we're getting, okay, is 0.982, and this is supposed to go between 9.6 and 9.8, so we're a little bit over, but I had it as low as 8.88 rather, and so on. And this setting is just for voltage, and this is an old fluke meter. But the other problem there is, when you do hit the throttle, which is up here, the voltage is supposed to go up, which it does, but then it hits this outer limit, which means there's some kind of break in there, because it shouldn't do that, but it does that. So this is what happens, and so at some point I'm gonna have to replace that, and I'm thinking that while I'll do that, I'll clean the throttle body as well, and the idle position, the idle limit as well. So then I'll give you kind of an experience on it. It's not too hard. It's 4 bolts, one here, one on the bottom there, on the other side same things, 2 hoses, one up here, one down there, and 2 vacuum lines. I think one is right here and one on the other side, so it's not too bad. But just to give you what it sounds like, first we'll clear everything up from here before we lose our meters and everything else. I'll let you listen to it for a little bit. So this doesn't do anything but pushes snow, so it's best thing to work on it now instead of when there's snow. So we know there's a problem there, we're gonna do it. Now this is a 5-speed manual. Nothing pretty, but I did have to rig the clutch. So I'm gonna show you how to do it, because I found out that you can't get the neutral switch easily in the store. The one I got didn't work, so now I have to rig it so that it starts without the clutch. And I guess I'll show it how that works. But yeah, we don't touch no pedals, and we'll start it up. So it starts nicely, but then it doesn't want to stay on. And we have to just throttle to stay on. So yeah, it's not working very well. Should be idling around 800, but it doesn't want to stay. So we're going to work on that, and I'll just give you a quick look on how to rig that, how to rig your neutral switch if you have a 1988 Ford F250 like mine, and I bought the neutral safety switch from the store, but it didn't work. Luckily I was able to take it back and get my 60 bucks back, but in this case I had to rig it. So light is not the best, but this is the connector here, and this is how you rig it. You basically jump the first two pins and the last two pins. I had to find that out by actually, pressing the neutral safety switch in and so on. At first I thought it would just work on rigging the ones that make contact when the clutch is depressed, but it didn't work until I rigged it like that. Now I'll show you how to do that, because your clutch switch might not be the same as mine, but that's how it is. What you have to remember with that is your car has to be in neutral. Now this is a master, because my other door doesn't work. Whatever makes its way to the other side does not go out. But it doesn't need to be. But yeah, you have to make sure your trans is in neutral, because if you start it and you don't press and you forget to press your clutch, yeah, you might take off. See if it's in the gear. So remember that. Anyway, I'll kind of show you how to rig that, and we'll wait for parts till they get here. I'll see if we can fix that idle. All right. Like I said, this is a 36-year-old truck. It doesn't do anything but pushes snow. That's what it's made for. Okie dokie. Okay, this is a neutral safety switch from the clutch on that Ford truck. Now, what you have here, how it works, is very simple. The clutch master cylinder is actually placed like this. Oh, there it goes. It's actually pulls on the plunger here. See that? There's a plunger there, and that's how it is. Clutch being depressed, goes all the way to the end, and that's how it turns on. So that's all it is. Anyways, to find out how it works, I had to continuity check the 6 pins. And what I found out, that this has 6 pins here, what I found out running that plunger is that these two, the middle pins, have continuity on them in neutral, just like now. Then I had to make myself a little diagram, and I found on this diagram, if we can see it. Can we see it? Yeah, it's just like that. Okay, so we got the top pins. It's basically just like this thing here. This thing stands like that, and we can't see anything. But there it is. It's basically in the same position. And I found out that the continuity starts when you press the clutch down. These two bottom ones have continuity all the time. These do not. And then when you reach all the way to the bottom, these two have continuity. Okay, so you got 4 pins that have continuity between them. These two, then these two. And so initially I tried to jump it with just the ones that make contact at the very end, which were, if I recall correctly, these two. Yep, these two had the very contact at the end, but I did not jump these two, and basically nothing happened. So then I tried to jumping 2 pins, 2 pins, 2 pins, 2 pins, nothing happened, and finally I started playing with this switch and seeing what's really happening, and that's how I discovered that these 2 pins on the bottom have continuity. As soon as you press the clutch in, they have continuity, and then at the very end when you press clutch all the way in, these 2 have continuity. And that you have to find out by playing with your meter and just set it to continuity, which you just want this sound. That's That's all you want. You just want to get this little beep, and that's how you know it's got a continuity. So that's how I figured this out. So that's how it works on mine F250. And as I said, I did buy this part from the store, which they said it was for the 5-speed, and I mounted it, and I took it back 5 minutes later, because that's all it took it to put it in and take it out, and took it right back in. And luckily the store let me return it, because the $60 part that did not work. Now this thing still works, but it's so old that it gets stuck, and so it doesn't return all the way. When you push the clutch in, you gotta go all the way to the engine compartment, maybe even come out from the front end before it engages. Sometimes you gotta jump on it, so it doesn't work very well. Now I jumped it, but in any way, the part number for that, for this one that I have here, is E8TB 11 Alpha 152 Alpha Bravo. So again, Echo 8 Tango Bravo 11 A 152 Alpha Bravo. And you can't find it. You can't even cross-reference it. I called the Ford dealer here, and they kind of referenced me on the part number that might worked, and I found that on eBay. And as soon as it gets here, we'll see if I can put it in and if it works, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be working or not. In any case, at the moment, this jumped. If you can't find this part, that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to jump this switch. So anyways, that's it for now. You have a great day. We wait for our parts. Once we get it, we'll clean the throttle body, clean the parts there, install the new TPS, and we'll see what happens. Okay.